Hello and welcome to Chabot News for February 6, 2019. My name is Savannah Quintero, and in today's news we will be covering gun violence and robocalls. In entertainment news, Geneva Winston will talk about the Oscars buzz and Ariana Grande. In sports, William Carter will cover NFL no-call mishap. And in our top 5, Andrew Dominguez will tell us the top 5 New Year's resolutions. All that and more coming up on Chabot News. Gun violence. The government shutdown lasting for 33 days has overshadowed 2 mass shootings. The first massacre involved a 21-year-old male gunman who entered a bank and killed 5 female employees. The second shooting ended with the death of 2 police officers and 3 civilians. Does pervasive gun violence no longer shock us, anger us, or sadden us? Has the nation's collective consciousness become numb to gun violence? According to statistics from 2015, compiled by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, 12,223 people lost their lives to gun violence in 2015, and that number continues to grow each year. Thus, the question for us is this: will we make a sincere effort to change our tolerance for gun violence, or do we continue to avoid the curative remedies for the festering disease of gun violence? Brutal Arctic temperatures continue to grip the Midwest all the way to the eastern shore. Climatologists have explained that the extreme weather as a consequence of the Earth's warming temperatures. 11 deaths thus far have been attributed to the extreme cold. Even in Chicago, a city known for its harsh weathers, is being challenged by a cold reading of 23 degrees below zero. Chicago's Midwestern neighbor, Minnesota, reached a minus 27 degrees, and in Port Washington, Wisconsin, the wind chill factor measures at 50 degrees below zero. Official advisories warn people to stay inside and off the road as municipalities are trying to keep roads clear from dangerous snow squalls, which diminishes visibility while driving. The East Coast is also affected as shipping commerce is at a standstill. Climatologists predict that these drastic weather conditions will become more prevalent due to the heating of the atmosphere or global warming. Now we go to Geneva Winston for entertainment news.
2018 Billboard Woman of the Year, Ariana Grande has gone through lots of ups and downs within the last 9 months of her career and personal life. She went from being engaged to her now ex-fiancé Pete Davidson, from losing one of her ex-boyfriends, Mac Miller, who died from a drug overdose a few months ago. The sweet babyface singer just released her latest single, 7 Rings, which is a good song, but recently she's been facing a lot of backlash. Many people have been giving her flack from her line in the new song when she sings, "You like my hair, gee thanks, just bought it." People felt as if the line from the song was culturally appropriating Black culture because she mentioned wearing weaves. This line had many people in a frenzy, claiming that she's trying to copy or mock African American women. A commenter later posted on her Instagram, "White women talking about their weaves is how we're going to solve racism?" And Ariana replied, "So much love." People felt that her comment was insensitive, and the singer later apologized on social media, stating, "It was never my intention to offend anyone." The singer's single became an instant hit, regardless of what some people felt about the lyrics, and broke a record for the most Spotify plays in a 24-hour period. With February almost here, the biggest awards show is approaching, the Oscars. The 2019 Oscar nominees were released earlier this week, and the top nominees are A Star is Born and Vice. Coming in with 8 nominations apiece, Black Panther is running with 7 nominations, the movie Black Klansman with 6, and tied with 5 nominations are Bohemian Rhapsody and Green Book. The 2 top movies that everybody seems to be buzzing about this year are The Favorite and Roma, with 10 nominations each. Along with the movies, and the talented actors and actresses who are nominated for these impeccable roles in these films. Academy Award veteran and queen Glenn Close picked up her 7th nomination for Best Actress in The Wife, and Mama Munster, aka Lady Gaga, nabbed her first nomination in the highly rated movie A Star is Born, along with her co-star Bradley Cooper, who was nominated for an Oscar for Best Actor in a Leading Role. The 91st Academy Awards will be at the Dolby Theater at Highland Center in Hollywood. The show will air February 24th. Now back to Savannah Quintero.
Have you noticed an unusual increase in the number of robocalls? Well, you're not alone. According to the data analysis telecom firm UMail, there were 878 million robo-telemarketing and scam calls made to the phones in the Bay Area. UMail estimates that statewide Californians received 23 billion calls in 2018. These calls are dubious, and the scams offer deals on credit card interest rates, travel, health insurance, or even pose as IRS representatives. UMail predicts a 25% increase in robocalls over the last year. According to UMail's data, there has been an average of 107 calls made to phone owners in the Bay Area. New caller authentication software could help contain the issue. We will be keeping our eyes open for further options and developments. Today, police apprehended a man who is identified as the Bay Area cell phone robber. The thief is Juan Murillo, a 21-year-old man who lives in Vallejo. The cell phone robber stole a dozen cell phones from stores across the Bay Area. During these robberies, Murillo wielded a gun at customers as he committed the thefts. Hidden cameras caught Murillo brandishing a gun during the robberies. Murillo's streak of 12 robberies that spanned 6 cities and 4 counties ended as police were alerted after he robbed 4 cell phone shops in one day. Murillo is now off the streets and in police custody. Bringing in our top 5 this week, let's go to Andrew Dominguez.
Thanks, Savannah. As we bring in the new year with this semester's first new cast, today we're going to look at the top 5 New Year's resolutions for 2019. Number 5, visit a new place. Whether or not it's the beginning of a new year, people always want to travel, so there's no surprise as to how this goal ended up in the top 5. But if you think about it, visiting a new place can be as simple as trying a new restaurant or as extravagant as visiting a new country. Where would you go? Number 4, learn a new skill. This is a popular resolution because you always want to stay learning and improving yourself. Maybe you always wanted to learn how to play the guitar or speak a new language. The beginning of the year is a perfect time to start so you can track your progress and see how far you've gotten. Number 3, meal prep. At the start of each week, this is a fairly newer one over the past year. Meal prep not only has positive impact on your health, but on your wallet as well. Meal prepping is when you pick a day, most choose Sunday, and prepare all of your meals for the week so that it's ready to go Monday morning. By meal prepping, you control what you will be eating and how much you will spend on food for the week. Number 2, reduce your plastic waste. A resolution that not only benefits you, but the entire planet. Making your resolution to reverse global warming might be a little too ambitious, but reducing your plastic waste is a step in the right direction. Try carrying reusable bags, choose not to use a straw, and get yourself a reusable water bottle. These are a few things that you can do that will have a big impact on the planet. And finally, number 1, limit your time on social media. Sometimes we get so caught up into looking into everyone else's lives that we forget to live our own. With this digital age we live in, it is almost impossible to completely ignore social media, but apps such as Instagram and even iPhones offer ways to help manage your time and set daily limits. That does it. Does that sound like a resolution you should consider? And that wraps it up for the top 5 this week. Now we go to Ron Waldo for Chabot resolutions this year.
Thanks, Andrew. So we've covered our top 5 New Year's resolutions, but what resolutions do our Chabot Gladiators have? This is Man on the Street. I'm here to find out.
My New Year's resolution is to focus more on my hobbies and be more disciplined about my time.
My New Year's resolution is to get fit.
To try and relax a little bit more when at home.
Try to resolve this bus issue that we're going through right now, where there's no bus at Chabot College.
To save money and to travel more. I need more stamps on my passport.
Keep a consistent diet.
Everyone tried the diet thing, gave that up day after the New Year's.
So far, I've saved 15% by switching to Geico. I'm just messing with you.
Giving myself more time to do what I want to do authentically.
Stay positive, uplifting, peace, harmony, many blessings. And this is Reverend Linden signing out. Church.
With those resolutions, they'll make for a very happy new year. Now back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Ron Waldo. Chabot's own Gladiator Day represents clubs and organizations all around campus. You can check out the event in the cafeteria, Building 2300, every semester. Gladiator Day continues to be hosted by the Student Senate of Chabot College. The event offers insight on unknown clubs around campus, and each and every one of them are always welcoming newcomers, proclaiming, "Join us for some fun festivities, good music, and free food." For any questions, please contact Senator Hamilton by email at ajhamilton@zonemail.clpccd.edu. For questions regarding wheelchair accessibility, please contact the Disabled Student Resource Center at 510-723-6745. Chabot Student Senate has come up with an opportunity for students and staff to choose a speaker for this year's graduation ceremony. In the past, some students and staff have been displeased by the chosen speaker. For the very first time, students and staff are given the opportunity to decide. The top 3 themes for the speakers will be discussed within the Student Senate. Classified admin and faculty will use the theme chosen in order to pick the commencement speaker. They will be passing flyer forms around campus. Keep in mind, students are allowed to be commencement speakers. For more information, you can visit their office in Building 2300, Room 2311, or contact them at 510-723-6642. Now, let's go to William Carter with sports.
Thanks, Savannah. While the Super Bowl matchup has been set, it seems that the upcoming championship is the least important story in the NFL. In the NFC Championship game between the Los Angeles Rams and the New Orleans Saints, Rams cornerback Nickel Roby-Coleman bashed his helmet into the helmet of a Saints receiver, Tommy Lee Lewis, as he was about to catch the ball thrown to him by quarterback Drew Brees. Out of the thousands of people who witnessed this obvious pass interference, the referees on the field failed to call the penalty. This led the Saints to kicking a field goal that sent the game into overtime, where the Rams eventually emerged victorious. Thousands of fans, players on the Saints, and even Roby-Coleman himself were aware of the obvious miscall by the refs, and yet nothing was done. Ultimately, the Saints were eliminated from the playoffs while the Rams advanced to the Super Bowl. Many people watched the fight between Manny Pacquiao and Adrian Broner, with Pacquiao emerging victorious after a unanimous decision. Broner, however, seemed to strongly disagree, stating in his post-fight interview, "I beat him. Everybody knows I beat him. I controlled the fight." Continuing his rant through the overpowering boos coming from the stands, Broner then took offense after interviewer Jim Gray reminded him that he only averaged 8 punches each round. Gray, who was visibly agitated with Broner's words and behavior, cut the interview short and left Broner and his team in the middle of the ring. Back to you, Savannah.
Thanks, William. What would you do if you found a box of nearly $15,000 worth of designer clothes? Well, San Francisco woman Carrie Fruth happened to find this exact box thrown on the street in front of her house. While searching through its contents, she quickly discovered multiple gowns from Rent the Runway, a store in San Francisco's Union Square. Inside, she also found a small address label and decided to look up the person on Facebook. In efforts of returning the person's missing package, the owner of Rent the Runway learned of Fruth's good deed and said, quote, Any person in San Francisco could have easily kept them items for themselves, or turned them in and try to sell them for themselves. So for her to even go to great lengths like she did, reaching out, taking time out of her personal life to make sure the owner of these items were found, my initial thought was, wow, what a special person, end quote. As a thank you, Fruth was granted her dream closet and a year's unlimited subscription to the store. And now we go to Roberto Solazaro to learn some useful skills.
Welcome everyone, my name is Rogelio Gutierrez, and today's topic is how to be an adult. Welcome to How to Be an Adult. My name is Rogelio Gutierrez, and today's topic is how to budget. You're probably wondering, what does budget mean? Budget is how you manage your spendings. Step 1, calculate your expenses. You want to look at your bills. Rent, car insurance, groceries, home essentials. You want to add all those numbers up and have them on a separate piece of paper. Step 2, determine your income. Check if what you make covers your monthly expenses. Maybe you might need a second job, or you might need a raise, or you might have to do something else, and perhaps maybe get a new job. Step 3 is pretty simple. You want to save your savings, put in some money aside, whatever you make, a little extra, just put it somewhere, keep it safe, keep track of your change. And lastly, you might want to get a savings account. You want to speak to your bank and open a savings account. Step 4, you want to record your spendings and track your progress. You want to stay on top of your budget, right? By doing so, you want to record all your expenses and income. I like to use Track It. This app saved me tons of money on the long run and on the short run. And now I got a Maserati. Be realistic. Just be real with yourself, Do you really need to go and spend, like $100 at the club? No? 5 steps. There you go.
Thanks for that information, Roberto. Now, let's look at some upcoming events. The Bay Area's International Children's Film Festival will be on February 16th through 17th at Chabot Space and Science Center in Oakland. Chabot students get a discounted rate. For more information, you can call 510-336-7373. Chabot College Flea Market will be held Saturday, February 16th from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., located in Parking Lot B of Chabot College. Crab Fest, Saturday, February 23rd at 14831 Pierce Road, Saratoga, California. The festival starts at 5 p.m. It costs $105 for adults and $55 for children 12 and under. February 19th cleanup event, Saturday, February 23rd from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. located at 850 Longward Avenue. Be sure to check those out. That's all for Chabot News this week. Thank you to all the students and staff in the Mass Communications Department here at Chabot College for making this production possible. You can watch us anytime online at youtube.com/Chabot TV. Stay tuned to KCTH Channel 27 for more TV from Chabot.